Underwater hydrophones in 1997 recorded an organic-sounding noise in the Pacific Ocean. They termed it as the bloop. While the reason for this is largely shrouded in mystery, the NOAA chalked it up to be some sound of the icebergs cracking. Truly, even I don't know if they believed themselves at that point, because 8 years after that incident, they would offer me a job opportunity in the same workplace, in the same exploration department, working towards finding out what caused the noise. The first impressions to the noise was that it was probably the noise of other underwater detectors or some technological intervention. But the noise sounded largely organic, and that led to the conspiracy theorists who ran up their theories, and honestly, I always thought to give them their share of fun. Let them believe whatever they wanted to believe. Though the one thing that always put me off about working towards the noise was the fact that they were so secretive about it. Hey, if you suspect that the sound is a warning of a seismic activity of an earthquake, then you would not make a person sign a contract stating that under no circumstances the person indebted to release any information on the objective we were working towards. Anyone who broke this code of conduct was banished, and honestly, I don't know what happens to them after. Their social life, media, and family were erased from existence, so. As stated above, I worked towards figuring out if a huge earthquake was coming. If it was, we could assess it earlier and prepare for disaster. At least that's what they told me when I accepted the post. 2 weeks ago was my first oceanic exploration after working for 20 years there. They paid well, so I never left. It just seemed like we were finally making progress after such a long time. Exploration was largely put off for 5 more years, but the recent influx of fish escaping from the deep sea woke something in the scientists, I guess. I had received training from the beginning of January, and I won't bore you with the submarine controls. Frankly, we believe that there is a trench near the coast of Chile, much more deeper than the Mariana Trench. They believed that this could boost funds for the project, bringing up hopes that this project would work. Me? I never trusted this project. I always wondered why we were wasting so much time and resources towards a random technology-crafted sound. But anyways, I got into gear and into the submarine. I've always loved and admired the ocean deeply, and I looked at the vast waters above me, gradually blocking the light as the submarine descends and descends into the ocean. The trench was very hard to get to, lots of turns and twists, but large enough for a submarine to pass easily. I worked my way around the landform pretty fast, twisting and turning at the controls as well as I could, lowering deeper and deeper into the ocean, my instinct flaring. I rammed my head against the window to get a better look at what I was seeing. It was a blue orb. Blue orbs are caused by a chemical reaction between a light-emitting molecule and an enzyme. Disturbances are the primary cause due to the presence of predators. But a predator this deep? Hey, I see something. Hello? Hello? I looked back at the controls. They were off. The communication system was off too. It was only when I felt a fleeting sensation in my stomach that I realized I was falling down, fast, into the end of the trench. The power came back in flickers, staying for 1 or 2 seconds before flickering back on and off. The submarine suddenly began cracking. I don't know how, but it sounded like icebergs cracking. I realized that I was getting closer to whatever kept me at the edge of my seat for over 20 years as the submarine was falling. It hit hard ground. Or so I thought. The blue orb was nowhere to be seen now. I looked out the window helplessly because it was the only thing I could do. Just above me, enough water to submerge 38,000 feet of landmass. Slowly and regretfully, I realized I would be spending the end of my life alone, with only a few minutes before the submarine would implode. And then I looked down. I realized I was looking down at the blue orb, but it wasn't glowing. It wasn't even an orb at all. My submarine was sent back suddenly by water bubbles, and I fell back hard. The disturbance caused the power in the submarine to come back. The sound that I had heard so many times in strategical breakdowns and data breakdowns flooded my ears. But I knew not to care. I wanted to find out what this was. I could have escaped, and looking back, I really should have. But curiosity kills the cat. I zoomed toward the open clearing, a large clearing, football fields in length and width. I noticed that the blue orb didn't seem to end. Zooming toward straight, I noticed a black circle in the middle of them. I zoomed to the top. I couldn't make sense of what I was seeing. The orb was still sending air jets slowly, but as I zoomed back out, my heart dropped. It was a white clearing with a blue orb and a black circle in the middle. And it was blinking. The clearing kept moving from side to side. And then it looked right at me. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. A quick shout out to my patrons, Old Penguin, Rinku Star, Melissa Perez, Icy Narrates, Seven Cities Journalist, Cupcake Hips, Eric Cifuentes, Alonso, Austin My Love, Ellie Hutmeyer, Jesse Hartley, Lawrence Wallen, Mr. Sankofa, and William Hartley. I always try to link a different charity in the description, so go ahead and check that out. I'm also going to start having more things on my Patreon soon, so keep your eyes peeled. And as always, I'd love to know how I can be praying for you, so go ahead and drop a comment and let me know how I can do that. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next video.